Imagine standing in front of a massive iron gate. It's old, towering, and locked tight. But behind it, you know there's something extraordinary. A treasure, perhaps. Not gold or jewels, but something far more valuable. The key to your full potential. The strange part? That gate isn't out there in the world. It's inside your mind. And most of us never realize that we hold the key the whole time. Hello, I am Bharat, and welcome to Audiofybooks, where you will find excellent audio summaries of books in a very easy and interesting way. If you want to learn from new books, do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with today's book. When Napoleon Hill talks about owning your mind, he's not just giving motivational pep talks. He's talking about power. Real, practical, transformative power that lies dormant in all of us. It's the kind of power that built empires, created inventions that changed the world, and pulled people out of complete obscurity into lasting legacy. The wild part is that this power isn't exclusive to geniuses or billionaires. It's available to every single person, including you. But here's the twist. Very few people ever learn how to access it. Why? Because no one ever taught us how to think. We're trained what to think, memorize facts, follow rules, get the grades, but never how to use our own mind to shape the life we want. That's what this book is all about. Napoleon Hill's idea is simple, but revolutionary. Your thoughts are things. They are energy. And if you can discipline, direct, and shape your thoughts with clarity, you can, quite literally, design your future. He's not speaking in metaphors, he means it. And he doesn't just pull this out of thin air. He spent over 25 years studying the most successful people of his time: Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, to uncover the mental patterns that separate the greats from everyone else. Let's start with the idea of definiteness of purpose. Sounds fancy, but it's actually quite relatable. Think about how often we drift through our day, just responding to whatever pops up. Texts, emails, people's expectations. We're reacting, not creating. Now contrast that with someone who wakes up with crystal clarity on what they want and why they want it. Their mind becomes like a laser. Every choice, every action filters through that lens. That's what definiteness of purpose gives you. A mental GPS that keeps you from getting lost in distractions. Hill shares how every great achiever he interviewed had this trait. They weren't scattered. They weren't trying to do 10 things at once. They had a single, burning desire, and everything else bent around it. You might not know your purpose yet, and that's okay. But once you get even a glimpse of it, owning your mind means protecting that vision like a sacred fire. You don't let other people blow it out with doubt or negativity. Then comes the idea of controlled attention. In our modern world, this might be the rarest skill of all. We're bombarded with notifications, ads, opinions. Our attention is under siege. But Hill makes the case that attention is your mind's most valuable currency. The ability to direct it, focus it, and hold it, especially in the face of noise, is what separates those who lead from those who follow. Think of your attention like a magnifying glass. Unfocused, it just lets the sunlight pass through. Focused, it can start a fire. That fire is momentum, energy, results. He uses Thomas Edison as a powerful example. Edison wasn't just intelligent. He was obsessively focused. When he was chasing an idea, he would go without food, sleep, and ignore the world around him. Not because he was superhuman, but because his attention was laser sharp. He owned his mind. And because of that, he gave us the light bulb, the phonograph, and laid the groundwork for the modern electric world. But here's something Hill emphasizes over and over. Genius is not born, it's made. And it's made through the development of controlled emotion. Most people think intellect is the highest mental faculty, but Hill flips that. He says emotion, when controlled and directed, is far more powerful than pure logic. Why? Because emotion is energy. It fuels desire, passion, persistence. Without emotion, ideas remain flat. They never move into action. However, if your emotions are out of control, if you're ruled by fear, anger, envy, you're giving away your power. You're letting your mind be owned by whatever happens around you. Hill teaches us that true mental strength is not suppressing emotion, but harnessing it, like a river channeled into a dam. You don't stop the flow, you use it to generate power. And speaking of fear, Hill doesn't shy away from the ugly truth. Fear is the #1 killer of dreams. But it's not always loud or obvious. It sneaks in quietly. What if I fail? What will people think? I'm not ready yet. Those fears masquerade as rational thoughts, but they're thieves. They steal your confidence, your courage, your potential. Owning your mind means becoming a mental gatekeeper. You decide what thoughts stay and which ones are kicked out. One of the most fascinating tools Hill offers is the idea of building an imaginary cabinet of mentors. Picture this: you're facing a tough decision. You close your eyes and imagine sitting across from your heroes: Edison, Carnegie, Lincoln, whoever inspires you. You mentally ask them for advice. Now, this might sound like fantasy, but what it really does is engage your subconscious mind. It forces you to think from a higher perspective, to channel wisdom beyond your current emotional state. Over time, your mind begins to adopt the thinking patterns of these role models. It's like mental role-playing, but with world-class mentors. There's something magical that happens when you start treating your thoughts as sacred. You begin to choose them with care. You start to notice how negative environments affect you. You realize that gossip, fear, and meaningless noise clutter your mental space. And just like you wouldn't let garbage pile up in your living room, you begin cleaning house in your mind too. Hill also emphasizes self-discipline, not the rigid, joyless kind, but the kind that says, I respect my future self enough to make hard choices today. Discipline is what turns inspiration into habit, and habit into identity. It's what makes thinking big more than just a cute poster on your wall. Without discipline, your mind stays a playground for excuses. With it, you turn ideas into reality. Throughout the book, Hill reminds us that the human mind is the last unexplored frontier, and the reason most people don't own it is because it requires work, daily work, quiet work. No one will clap for you when you decide to meditate instead of scroll, when you study instead of binge watch. But in those invisible moments, you are building something no one can take from you: sovereignty over your mind. He challenges us to be intentional about the information we consume, the conversations we entertain, the habits we tolerate. Every input shapes our thinking, and every thought plants a seed. Own your mind, and you start planting seeds of vision, clarity, and purpose. Let it run wild, and weeds of doubt, distraction, and fear take over. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or stuck, pause. Ask yourself, whose voice is in my head right now? Is it your own voice, crafted by clarity and courage? Or is it someone else's fear, judgment, or limitation echoing through you? That question alone can change everything. Because the truth is, we are all creators, every single one of us. And the canvas we create on is not out there. It's in here, in the mind. What you allow in, what you nurture, and what you choose to believe, that's the paintbrush. And if you commit to owning your mind, really owning it, you won't just create a better life, you'll create a better you.